Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have a Q&A to share with you. I did ask you guys for some questions on my Instagram stories. So thank you to everyone who asked me questions. I have taken a little bit of a break from filming YouTube videos for the last couple of months. Life has just gotten really hectic. I recently just started filming again and I've been really enjoying talking with you guys. So I thought it would be a really good way to catch up with you guys by starting with a Q&A video. This is the first sit down video I'm filming in a few months. So let's get right into the video with the first question. The first question is, are you planning on having baby number 2 soon since baby C is already 1? I did get questions from quite a few of you asking the same thing. Baby C has just turned 20 months, so she's definitely growing up, but she's also keeping me really busy, actually busier than ever. She's really entering her toddlerhood era. That said, hubby and I both really wanted 2 kids to begin with if we were to have kids at all. We really want to give baby C a sibling. I don't know exactly when we're going to be ready, but at the same time, we are getting older. I am going to be in my late 30s, so I do definitely feel the time pressure, like my biological clock is ticking. But then again, I figured I'm a late bloomer with this having kids thing anyway, so what's a few months? I think it's best for me to do it when I feel a little more ready for having another baby. Right now, I feel a little bit overwhelmed even thinking about going through the whole pregnancy, giving birth and breastfeeding and all that newborn stuff again. I feel like that was a different era in my life, but we definitely don't want to put it off for too long. Of course, I'll share with you guys when we do decide to have another child. Second question, what's your favorite compact designer wallet? If we didn't have the budget in mind, there is this one wallet that I've always been interested in, and I'm not sure if I've ever talked about this wallet, but it is the mini or compact burn wallet from Hermes. It is so cute. It looks really compact, but it does seem to have all the compartments, like a longer slot for the bills, a little coin section, and it can fit a few cards as well. The H buckle with that little flap, it just looks really cute, but I believe that wallet is like 5,000 Australian dollars, so it's never really made it to my wish list, or it's not really a wallet that I've ever considered. But if you ask me what my favorite compact designer wallet would be without having to worry about how much it costs, that would definitely be the one. Otherwise, I have tried on a few different compact wallets, and if you guys have been following my channel for a long time, you would know that I have bought so many compact wallets in the past and sold them all. I had the Louis Vuitton Victorine wallet, I had the Capucine's wallet, but I always ended up selling them. So I figured I'm not really compact wallets person unless I do decide to go for the H-Burn wallet. Maybe I can get it one day in Paris because the price is a little bit better there. But I figured I am more of a card holders person. If I want to go compact, I want to be really compact and go for either a card holder in combination with a little compact coin purse, so I've got everything covered. Or the other favorite of mine is just using the Louis Vuitton key pouch as a card wallet. This one is great. It doesn't have the compartments, but it can fit so many cards. You can fold up your bills and it can fit coins as well since it does have the zip closure. So I'm just more of a card holders person rather than an actual compact wallet. The problem that I found with compact wallets is that no matter how compact they are, I feel like they always take up a bit more room in your mini bags than I'd like. Whereas if I'm going for a card holder or even card holder with a coin purse, this combination always takes up less room in my tiny little bags. So that would be my answer to your question, and I feel like it wasn't really helpful because I feel like so many popular compact wallets never really worked out for me in the long term. Next question, why are you MIA? This question is from Nahid, one of my fellow Sydney-siders. I bumped into her a couple of times and she also came to my For Page meetup a couple of years ago. So hi Nahid, I hope you're doing well and congratulations on your wedding. She recently got married. As you can probably guess, and I've briefly touched on this in my previous post, I've just been so exhausted. I've just really had no time to be online as much as I want. And once I sort of stopped posting, I kept putting off coming back online. It's just been really busy. I haven't been sleeping the best because of baby C's sleep regression. I've also been working a little more at my day job. So I've just simply been really busy. Life just got really hectic, but I do really love being online and chatting to you guys. So I hope to be a little more consistent online again. Next question, new shoes collection that you build up so far in your collection. Are you planning to sell clothing items? I will try to film a shoe collection video. I did let a couple of pairs of shoes go, but I mostly still have most of my shoes. since we all know that designer shoes, even if there are pairs that I'm not really wearing, they have the poorest resale value. So a lot of the times I feel like it's just not worth selling them for pennies. So I'll try to do a collection video, which I've only been putting it off because it just takes forever to film any collection video. Are you planning to sell clothing items? No, there are no clothing items that I'm thinking of selling at the moment. Next one is from Karen. No question, just wanted to say hi. Hi babe, she's another fellow Sydney sider. We've been chatting on Instagram on and off and we hope to meet up one day. Next question, do you have travel tips with a toddler? We only traveled overseas twice with baby C, once when she just turned 1 to Bali, which I am still going to share that vlog because I think it was a beautiful holiday. And the second time was to Korea recently in December and she was 18 months old. And the only other local trip that we took was to Hunter Valley, which is about 2 hours drive from Sydney. All of the times I think we just got pretty lucky with baby C that I didn't feel like I implemented any particular tips. So I don't know if I have anything to share with you. With baby C, she's just a big foodie. So as long as she has her snacks and food, she's really happy. And so I always have like nuts, yogurt, her little rice crackers on the go. So if she's being a little bit restless, I can always keep her calm with the snacks. But I haven't really needed anything. We still don't give her any screen time. I'm gonna hold off at least until she turns 2. Both times that we went overseas with her, she was pretty good. But if any of you guys have any tips for traveling with a toddler, I'd love to know as well because we are going back to Korea in a couple of months' time for hubby's brother's wedding and baby C is going to be a proper toddler by then age-wise. So yeah, I'd love to know some tips as well. So do share them in the comments below if you have some hot tips. Next question. Has baby C said her first word? Can she talk a bit now? She has quite a few words under her belt now. Obviously, she says mum, dad, snacks, rice, you know, all the foods that she eats. The communication is still like a single word communication from her side or like gestures, but she does understand most of the things that we say to her. We only speak to her in Korean, so she basically says Korean words and I'll say Korean phrases, and I feel like she can understand a lot more than she can express at the moment. But yeah, she is starting to talk and it is the cutest thing. Next question. Looking forward to seeing you back on YouTube. Thank you so much. I am really excited to be back on as well. Next one. How has motherhood changed you? I think I answered a similar question on a Q&A sometime last year. The first thing that comes to mind is that I've become really efficient and sort of diligent around the house. I've never been a domestic queen, so I wasn't a good cook. You know, I basically suck at housework. But having a baby, I feel like I have become a lot more efficient at housework because I only have a certain amount of time that I can do that in. And yeah, just thinking about the things that I do throughout the day is a lot more than what I could achieve in a day before having a baby. So I think having a baby makes you a really efficient person because you've got so many chores to do. I started cooking a lot more as well because I am so particular about what I put into baby C's body. I am a little bit pedantic with what she eats and the way I cook things so that she can have the healthiest start possible in her life and that she will have a really nice gut to, you know, start her life with. So yeah, I've become more interested in cooking, and this is not something that changed me, but one thing that motherhood taught me is I always thought you will get to experience this unconditional love, which I have, but what I didn't expect was the unconditional love that you receive from your child. So I always thought as a mom or as a dad, you will get to experience giving unconditional love to another human being like you've never done before. But I never thought I'll experience receiving it from my child. So yeah, it's just been a really different experience. And yeah, it's just something that I really been grateful for. And of course, you learn to become a lot more flexible. I used to be a very planned person where I have a to-do list. I try to tick everything off and have things that I need to achieve, you know, in the morning, in the afternoon. I've never been like someone who planned their day by the minute, but I've always been pretty rigid with my planning. But yeah, things just come up all the time with your baby, and it could be as simple as, you know, she'll poop when I'm about to leave the house, and you'll just have to adapt and be flexible with your daily routines. So yeah, I've become a lot more flexible and more easygoing personality. Next question. Are you going to quit YouTube anytime soon? Oh my goodness, this question has actually been on my mind on and off in the last few months. You guys have noticed that even before I had a little break in filming in the last couple of months, my video uploading had become a lot less frequent. I used to upload at least once a week, if not twice a week. But towards the end of last year, I think I was uploading like every 2 weeks and then every 3 weeks. And then I saw my videos a month apart. And then I think the last one was 2 months and like 3 months. And I am usually an all or nothing person. So when I started seeing myself being a lot less consistent, it bothered me. And you know, a lot of the times I'd be thinking, oh, I might as well just quit because I can't even keep to a schedule anymore. And I was kind of disappointed in myself, but at the same time, you know, I really couldn't see myself really having time to post as much as I used to or be as consistent as I used to. And that really got to me. So I did really think about quitting because the way I was managing my channel wasn't really good enough for my own standards. The other thing that contributed to me considering quitting YouTube was I feel like I don't have that same interest in luxury shopping anymore. Don't get me wrong, I am still interested in luxury shopping, but not as much as I used to. One, my time is just so limited that I can spend on like scrolling or shopping or researching what's new out there. Two, of course, we all know a lot of the prices are really insane these days. So I've lost a little bit of interest, and I just felt like I didn't really have anything interesting or exciting or new to share with you guys. So I thought, I feel like my channel is becoming so boring. I'm running out of ideas because I am not really searching for what's new out there and all of that. So yeah, there were the two big reasons I thought about quitting YouTube. And then it got me thinking, should I just disappear like those YouTubers that just all of a sudden are nowhere to be seen? Or should I actually make a goodbye video? So I actually really thought about this. And then I realized, you know what? There is a real community here, and I know some of you guys have been watching my videos for a really long time, for years, and I thought I don't really have to put myself into a box in terms of the consistency or the type of content that I share. So I'm gonna give myself the freedom to post whenever I do get a chance to, and not to really put my content into one little category. So if I feel like sharing luxury, I will. If I feel like sharing other bits and pieces of my life, some of you guys have been with me for long enough that you might find some other things interesting as well. So for now, I've decided I am going to give myself a bit more flexibility in posting videos on my YouTube channel. That way I can really enjoy being on YouTube, and hopefully you guys will still stay with me for whenever I get a chance to share and, you know, whatever I decide to share. Next question. Hi, are you able to share what is your view on friendship? How do you handle when it continues on. Do you identify someone is being truthful or using you? Have a great weekend with your family. This is a bit of a deep question. I didn't really prepare for answers before I sat down to film this Q&A. So I haven't really had a chance to really think about my answer. And I guess there are a lot more insightful people out there who have a lot more experience with relationships and human psychology. But the only thing that comes to mind is sometimes you just gotta trust your gut feeling. There's a popular Korean saying these days that we say chok is science. Chok is kind of like the Korean word for a gut feeling. So I feel like I've always kind of trusted my gut feeling. Of course, there are indicators that you can look for in a person, like certain behavioral things that you pick up about your friend, whether they're being genuine towards you or not. I feel like I've always kind of trusted my gut feeling. But one thing that I've noticed that was always consistently true was that when you just meet someone and you've only known each other for a little while, but if they are overly too friendly or they're just too quick to, I don't know, try and get close to you, I'm always a little wary. I always suspect that there might be an agenda that they have. Whereas people that are sort of slow to warm, they take their time to get to know you, they're not too invasive, and you have a natural progression of like a friendship. I found those friendships to be the most genuine. I mean, every person's different. Maybe it is because I am a slow to burn person where I take some time to warm up to anyone that I meet. So maybe I just feel more comfortable with that, or I can relate to that sort of personality. But yeah, anyone who is just way too friendly or way overly too nice from the get-go, I always have my guard up for those kinds of situations. Next question. So good to see you back at it, babe. Missed you. Any travel plans soon? From my friend Miss Rach on Instagram. It is so good to be back on YouTube as well. Like I mentioned, the only travel plan that we have is to go to Korea in a couple of months for hubby's brother's wedding. I'm really excited about it because we also have a couple of other things planned. We're gonna do a family photo shoot. Also, my childhood best friend is pregnant, so I'm so excited for her and to see her and her hubby as well and catch up with them. So it's gonna be a really nice trip, and we plan on eating lots of yummy food. So yeah, that is the only travel plan that we have so far. And my friend April also asked me that question next holiday, so I guess I answered that question as well. Next one, has your love or desire for luxury items changed since having your little one? Definitely. I just feel that I have less time to shop luxury things, let alone use items from my existing luxury collection. What I'm realizing is that I do have this lifestyle where I do have a very little child now, so there aren't that many occasions where I can use my nice luxury things for. Like, I can't even remember when I got to use my Birkin or Kelly the last time. Mini Kelly is the exception. It is so small and carefree that I do still use it from time to time, but when it comes to my holy grail Birkin 25 gold on gold, I don't even remember when I used it. That's just an example of how little I get to use my really nice luxury items. And I don't think this is gonna change for the foreseeable future. My friends tell me at least until my kids all go to school at least. So that's not gonna change in the next few years. So naturally my interest has shifted, but again, it's not to say that I'm not interested in luxury. I am still interested, but maybe I don't have as much time to think about new purchases or anything. Also, whenever I do shop luxury, it's more for things that I can see myself using immediately. So those items that I really have a purpose for straight away. But yeah, definitely shopping less luxury. I guess the other thing is I definitely have less disposable income since, you know, I'm only working part-time. We do have a lot more expenses with the baby. The living costs are higher, and luxury items are exorbitantly expensive compared to just a few years ago. So it's kind of hard to just go shopping on a whim anymore. I think I used to do that quite often back in the day when I was carefree, no child, no responsibilities, and good income, lower living costs, all of that. So yeah, I'm definitely more considered when I'm making luxury purchases now. I guess this is just real life talk. Next question, what's on your H non-quota bag wish list? I'm not sure if you mean whether I have any non-quota bags on my Hermes wish list or any Hermes items on my wish list that are not quota bags. So I don't have any non-quota bags on my wish list per se. I don't actually have any bags on my H wish list at the moment, not even quota bags. The only bag that I am on and off interested in is the Mini Bolide. I find that bag so cute. I think it is such a luxurious, understated bag that you can travel with, that you can use on a daily basis, but I don't know about the price. I believe it's over 10,000 Australian dollars, and it's a rather plain looking bag with minimal hardware and all of that. So yeah, that makes me hesitate, but that bag has been on and off my wish list for a little while. It's off at the moment. I do have a couple of items that I really want to add sometime in the future from Hermes in general. The first thing is I do really want to add some black tall boots with the Kelly buckle on the sides. You guys know that I do have the story boots in the cognac color that I got from Paris, but I really want a black version. I think the classic ones are called the jumping boots. The reason I hesitated on that for a long time is because I always wanted a bit of a block heel to it, but I think the block heel version was a seasonal style from a few years ago. So yeah, I'm not sure whether I want the flat version, which is the classic style that they always do year after year. And the price point is like 5,000 Australian dollars at the moment. So it is something that you know, I am constantly sort of thinking about adding. I think if I do make the purchase, even though it is a really expensive pair of shoes, I think I will get the cost per wear on that because I can really see myself pairing that with so many of my winter outfits. And for traveling to Korea, we do often travel to Korea when it's a little bit colder there. But in saying that, I can't remember if I ever tried the jumping boots before because I was so fixated on having a bit of a block heel. But now that I'm a mom and my lifestyle is a little bit more on the go, maybe I will get to use a flat version more. So maybe I should really consider jumping boots. But yeah, that is very high up on my wish list. Do I have anything else on my wish list? I think I do want another belt from Hermes, whether it's a Kelly belt or one of those reversible belts with the detachable buckle. But I do really want a belt in an etude color. Since I added my etude Birkin 25, I think it is such a good classic combination to have an etude bag with an etude belt. But yeah, other than that, I really can't think of anything else that comes to my mind. And I have really not been shopping at Hermes for a little while now. So yeah, that's everything that comes to mind at the moment. Next question, how is work/mum life? Miss your updates from my gorgeous friend Fashion Fly Live Free on Instagram. Another fellow Sydney sider, we met up a couple of times before. Work and mum life is honestly really hard. Even though I'm only working part-time at the moment, I honestly don't even know how mums do it full-time. I guess it's because I am not sending baby C to daycare yet, which I will be starting her soon. So maybe work-mum life balance will be a little bit easier then. But from what I hear from my friends, it's still really hectic. So I'm still adjusting and learning to juggle both at the same time. Ideally, I do want to pick up another day at work, but that means one day less that I can do the housework and, you know, baby cooking and all of that. So I don't even know if I can manage that at the moment. Basically, I am struggling. I don't know how you do it. I think you work like 4 days, right? I know your son is a little bit older, but if you have any tips, let me know. Next one, how old is your daughter? Like I mentioned, she just turned 20 months. Next one, thoughts on the recent x.murakami releases from my long-term subscriber, Melanie. Hey babe. Not a fan. I don't understand what the hype is around it. I did have one piece from that collection the last time it was a big thing, like a decade ago. I did have a cosmetic pouch with the black background and multicolor LV monogram. I sold it a few years ago because I wasn't finding that PM size cosmetic pouch really useful. I really don't know what the appeal is. It just looks too busy, too colorful, too out there. It's definitely not my cup of tea. Never been a huge fan. Small items like small leather goods like card holders and small pouches, I get that they could be really cute, but in larger items especially, I don't know, I really don't like the look of them. Other than that, I'm not sure what else I can say about it since I haven't really looked into the collection since I'm not a huge fan. I'd also like to know what is the big hype about it. I've seen so many YouTube videos pop up all about that collection, the hauls that people have bought so many things from the collection, but yeah, I just don't get the hype. Am I alone in this? Am I just missing something? If you guys are on the same page as me, do let me know so I don't feel so alone in this. Next one, what have you been doing from Marie? You might have gathered this by now, but I've just been struggling trying to juggle a toddler, work and housework. So, just been struggling. Next one, wallet update. Did you ever look at Fendi compact wallets? Ooh, I have not. If you have any specific models that you'd like to recommend to me, I'd love to know. Next one, favorite Hermes bag and size. If you could start over, what would you pick? Favorite Hermes bag and size. I think for me, the most practical bag that I hands down get the most use out of is still the Mini Kelly. Although I wish it was just that slightly larger so you can fit a couple other items, but I'm pretty minimal when it comes to packing my mini bags and I'm pretty experienced at packing my very mini bags, so I'm okay with that size. I just like that it is easygoing, lightweight, it fits the bare minimum essentials and it's not fleshy. You can't really see the bag since it's so small, stays close to my body. I really like it and I love the black and gold combination because it goes with most things and it's so carefree. Even though it does have a big scratch, you can't really tell it is in Epsom leather. If I could start over my collection, I would still love to have one Mini Kelly, but that's not to say that is actually my favorite bag. It is just the most practical bag in my collection that I get the most use out of. My favorite bag is still the Birkin 25. gold on gold, which has been my holy grail. There is just something cool about a Birkin bag. So if I was to start my collection over today and I could only have, say, 2 bags, I'll be really happy to have those 2. Next question. Why did you stop filming? Are you planning on posting videos like before? I think I answered your question in a couple of previous questions. Thank you for asking. Next one. Thoughts on latest VCA drama? There's VCA drama? I guess I haven't been really in on the luxury news. If someone can fill me in on the VCA drama, I'd love to know. Next one. Hi, happy to see you. Thank you. So happy to be back online too. Using LV key pouch medium as a clutch. I've noticed LV has released some new key pouches in the larger sizes than the conventional, traditional key pouch like this one that I have. So I believe they have a small, which is a little bit bigger than this, a medium, which is like a pouch size, and a large, which looks like an iPad case size. Out of those 3, medium would be the most suitable to use as a clutch. But the profile seems really thin, so depending on what things you need to carry with you, that might be a little restricting with what you can fit. Aesthetics wise, also, I wouldn't be the biggest fan because it does look like a small leather good with the design, the zip top, and the way the edges are stitched, like sort of towards the inside. I don't think it really looks like a clutch bag. There are certain SLGs that actually look nice as a clutch, but the key pouch medium, I'm not the biggest fan of the aesthetic of it to use as a clutch. I would probably prefer to use something like the Kerigami Pochette in the largest size as a clutch bag. Since it does have a flap closure, it does look a little bit more like a bag to me. But yeah, size-wise, I think it can work as long as you don't have really chunky items with you. If you do have bulky items that you carry around with you, like your compacts or like chunky lipsticks, it may also not look the best. But yeah, that is my opinion. Next question. Love your style. What are some of your current favorite clothing brands? I'm pretty basic when it comes to clothes shopping, so I buy a lot of my things from brands like Uniqlo. I do wear a lot of basics and I wear a lot of active wear on a day-to-day basis since I'm just always going to playgrounds with baby C. So Lululemon is another athleisure brand that I wear basically 5 days a week, I think. And then my other favorite brand is actually Goelia. I know I've worked with them a few times before, and obviously this video has nothing to do with them, but from experiencing a lot of their styles over the few collaboration videos, I really like how classic and comfortable their clothing pieces are. So most of my go-to clothes these days is actually from Goelia. Other than that, I have really not been very trendy with my clothes. So if you have some suggestions, I'd love to know. And I realized that was actually the last question that I got. I am so happy that this time I got to go through all the questions. So thank you everyone for asking me your questions. It's so nice to catch up with you guys. Those of you who have commented on my last video and gave me questions on my Instagram stories, it really means a lot to me since I know there are so many content creators and channels out there that post really regularly, really interesting content. And then there's me whose channel has just been dwindling away, but it means so much to me that you stuck with me and you still give me comments and questions and basically, you know, take enough interest in my channel and my life to spend some of your time watching my videos and, you know, chatting with me. So thank you guys so much. It really means the world to me. That really gives me the motivation to keep filming and sharing what I like to share. Since I haven't filmed for a while, and like I said, a little bit rusty on filming, I'd love to get some video topic requests as well. So if you have any videos that you'd like to see from me, do leave them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your recommendations. Anyway, that is it from me. If you have enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. It'll help my channel out so much if you took that 1 second to press the like button. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today, and I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys.